Okay, well, I have to say that DEI is a much bigger problem than what I thought that it was related to equality. Um, and I didn't realize all these companies were involved in that either. It's saying some of them are rolling back and not doing it. I didn't realize Amazon and Meta, well, I knew they had some, but which means that they're favoring people for jobs. And this was through the internet. I didn't know the government was participating in it either. I had absolutely no idea that money from the government. I knew something had happened related to the internet and that some of the things that those of us were on the internet were teaching, that money had been redirected someplace else. Um, which I was kind of thinking maybe had something to do with DEI, which at the time when they came up with the DEI program, I had no idea that it would take jobs away from other people who actually needed work or move the money outside of the United States as well. So, right here, what this says, DEI stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. These programs aim to promote fairness and representation in workplaces by addressing systemic barriers that have historically excluded certain groups. Diversity emphasizes the inclusion of individuals from various backgrounds, identities, and experiences. Well, there is an argument to the opposing side of that that's saying, well, are we supposed to target the over 200 nations around the world for the people inside of the United States, which then that makes things, it's like, okay, well, you've got to include Samoan people. I mean, so Samoa, or you've got to include this group of people from this island that's because there's probably people with that nationality and background in the United States. Well, what are the four pillars of diversity, equity, and inclusion strategy? Um, it I don't know. When I was going to college, we had something called the Multicultural Student Union. It was kind of the same principles that was in college. No wonder colleges, they always are saying that colleges are a breeding ground for something that is pretty much not realistic. And then you go to college, the teachers get paid, but you don't get a job because the jobs don't exist.